host, guests, and call-in participants. These do not necessarily represent the views of this show's distributors or sponsors. This program may contain obscene, profane, or otherwise objectionable language. Viewer discretion is advised. Howdy, hello, everybody. Coming to you cordless from glamorous Minneapolis. It's Monday night, July 27th, 2026. I am Jim Peters, and welcome to another edition of Jim Peters at Night. This is episode number 372, if you're keeping score at home. My mother has been on this program several times on the phone, but today she's joining us from southern Minnesota on video for the first time. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
And the reason she's here is because yesterday she turned 102. How did you do that? What happened?
Day by day, month by month.
So, Mama, you moved into an assisted living facility last year for the first time.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, excuse me. 2 years ago. Time flies when you're having fun. So what's that like? Are you enjoying that?
Sure, enjoying. Before I used to cook and wash and do everything clean. Now I've got everything done for me.
Yeah.
I enjoy 2 years.
So you're kind of like a queen, in other words, huh?
Yes. I never dreamed it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. I pray the Lord every day.
How did you make it to 102? Do you have any idea?
Like I say, I don't know. I never thought I'd make so old. People, you don't think you take it day by day. Times go fast. The months, they go fast. Maybe you wake up someone and say, boy, what day is today? I don't remember what day is today. So the time flies. But you've got to have a kind of a... I was not a person to look for money or something. I like to watch television. I like to know what's going on in the world. That keeps me going, I think.
Yeah, you were a smoker. Mama, you were a smoker for quite a while, weren't you?
Oh, since I was 20 years old, I started to smoke, and I quit when I was 75. Because the doctor told me, you're going to get pneumonia, I better stop smoking, and stop smoking.
Right. At 75, that was 27 years ago.
Yes, long time ago.
And of course, you grow now. You tell the folks you've been on here before, but most people probably didn't see that. You grew up where?
I grew up in Yugoslavia, state of Yugoslavia, Macedonia.
Yeah, which is now North Macedonia. It's a separate country now.
Yeah. Maybe lots of people, they don't even know that.
Right. Well, no, I know it gets very confusing.
So I grew up of that, and when I was 10 years old, I went to French. I speak 4 or 5 languages. My parents had a French school in our city, so I went to French school the 4th grade. Then they sent me because by nationality, my parents, they're Romanian. In Greece, we are very close to Greece, very close, the borders.
Yeah.
So my father wanted me to go to school in Romanian school, so I went over there 4 years again, and then from there in Romania. And then the war came, 1941, 42.
Yeah.
So everything changed.
Yeah, that war, we've always chided you and the family about being close personal and friends with Hitler, but that was pretty bad, wasn't it?
Very bad. Wars, it's always bad. I don't care what kind of a war it is. Big or small, it's bad.
Yeah.
People that don't realize Night and day they come airplanes, they throw bombs. You don't know they're going to explode. You don't know nothing. Daytime the same thing. You run, you work, you do something. You gotta run to hide and everything.
Well, Mama, you've brought this up before about the fact that, Americans we've never been bombed on our own homeland.
No, I tell them even now. I tell people they ask me, Americans they lost lots of thousands of young people in that World War II.
Yeah.
But they don't know what's a war. They
No.
think airplanes fly. It's not that. They throw bombs, they destroy, they kill people. Couldn't be any worse than that.
Right. Right. Well, and the reason I don't even
Other thing too, then you got no government. No government. Like our Yugoslavian, Serbian government, when the Germans came, they left.
yeah.
They leave. You've got no government. You're on your own. Nobody to help you, no nothing.
Yeah. And
I hate wars.
you've told the story many times. You spent the summer of 1942 sleeping in a closet, right?
Yes, because the war was 40, not 42, 1945.
Oh no, 45. Okay. Yeah.
That was right before the Germans were losing the war.
Right.
And because they're losing the war, the soldiers, they were looking to do anything bad of their nighttime. They'll come, they knock on the door, they want Fräulein, girls, they want girls and everything. So my father, we had one of those enclosed closet, and he put a mattress up there and then a blanket in the front of the door, so to hide the closet. So me and my sister, we slept there. And then next to the closet, they put their own bed. My father's the big bed up there. So they'll never think that. Yeah. And in a week after that, they left the Germans. They lost 1945.
Yeah. Yeah. Not fun, is it?
At
No.
the same time, because I don't know if you know the history, but Italy was with the German before, and then they broke out. And after they broke out, they brought lots of the Germans, they brought lots of Italians in our city, soldiers. How you call it? They was there. So we hid it. Our street was just kind of Romanian talking, and that's a Roman close to Italy and everything. So we took each family took 2-3 soldiers to hide them from the Germans. So on the Germans' nighttime they'll come, you're afraid they're gonna find them. But you know what they did, those guys? They took luggages, they went under the bed, they took luggages, they put them in the front of them so not to see them. Yeah. That's why they survived too.
So Mom, you grew up in a town named Bitola, Yugoslavia, or Bitola, North Macedonia.
The second biggest city
in Macedonia, right? Yeah. But and you and I have talked about this before, and the thing is, for those of you who are watching, you can look this up on the internet too. Bitola has a very interesting thing they call Korzo, which is basically that around 5-6 o'clock every night, the whole town comes out and walks around.
Except of them, they do that.
Right. Yeah, they still do it. Apparently, they still do it. Yeah.
Yeah. 6 o'clock and all the stores they close all there, for the day. The restaurants they open, smelling kebabchina,
and everybody walks around in a giant circle, basically.
They go back and forth.
Hundreds of people, thousands of people.
You meet friends, you meet old people, family with the kids. They go back and forth, and beautiful people.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just want to point out that the mom is talking to my niece, but she doesn't want to appear on camera because she has not showered. Say hello, Kaylin.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. That's right. So, Mom, how did you end up in the United States?
Well, that's another story. You see, we, we after the war we had the communist up there. Tito was our
Yeah. By the way, Mom, before you go on, what do you think of the communists?
terrible. I hate
Thank
them.
you. Thank you. It's a big topic of conversation over here. So
Here. Now listen, they want to belong to their group to be communists.
yeah,
If you don't, you get no job. That time, I don't know,
right.
maybe it's changed now.
Yeah.
No jobs. If you go to church, you don't get no job, no nothing. So I had a boyfriend, but they all wanted money or some dowry. That time you had to get married to dowry to have furniture and things. I
Yeah.
didn't have. So one day,
Oh, by the way, let's point out too the fact that your family was doing pretty well until the war came around,
oh
right?
yes,
Yeah. Right.
this, I went to schools and everything.
Right. Right.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And then the war came and the Germans took everything.
And I think, I think my father used to have a cleaning business. That time they used to people men they saw those white collar
Yeah.
stuff. He used to do all that stuff.
Right.
And one day I think he was the first person to use a washing machine.
Hold on,
One,
what was that, Mom? I didn't hear that. What was that?
I think he was the first person to bring a washing machine.
Oh yeah, yeah. You said that, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He became at home with a big, long thing, round, with little holes and everything. And underneath to put fire. So you put the clothes inside and put the water inside and trouser and a sketch will go and twist the like
machine?
now the electricity does that. We
Yeah.
used to do it by hand over there.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
also, I think he was the first person in your town to do dry cleaning too, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the first person in Bitola to do dry cleaning.
Oh yes, yes. Yeah.
So yeah, he did quite well, and the Germans came and ruined everything.
Yeah, he did very well. But
Yeah,
then
so-
everything went.
So I'm sorry, I cut you off.
On the Germans, they closed all the shops of Romanian and Greeks and different nationalities. They closed
Yeah.
the shop. They couldn't work anymore.
Yeah. So I'm
So-
sorry, I interrupted you. So you were talking about how you got to the United States.
Oh, so my father came one day, was in July, was half day. My mother, we had in a house long, kind of another story. When we were in Macedonia, we were under the Turks for 400 years. Ottoman time.
Right.
We still had the Turks of the homes of Turkish homes and everything. So we had the house had a long hallway. So my mother was saying, because house was sitting inside, I was sitting on the steps outside. My father came and he was talking to my mother. Maria, the two Albanians there, but from America, they came down to get married. Do you know any women like 39 or something, 30 or something? And I jumped, I said, but me.
Yeah, you were what, 29, 30 at the time, right?
I was turning 30 after I got married,
Right. Yeah. So you're
At
29.
22.
Right. Yeah.
before I came here.
Right.
Because in July, this was earlier there. But a year,
Yeah.
beginning of summer, and by July, we got married then.
So these I'm laughing because I know the story. These two Albanian Americans came to your town looking for wives, and then
But wives, yeah.
so then you went out with one of them, but it wasn't my dad. You went out with the
So my father, when I told him about me, I said, what not, look at me, I've got no job, you don't have no job, what for, I want to go and have a good time. So how am I going to tell him? Tell him my daughter wants to get married.
Yeah.
And he went, he told him, and they made the deal, so we got in a park to meet to the guy.
Yeah.
I didn't speak English, he didn't speak my language, but the nephew when he came to visit was a guy who can speak the same language.
He
So
translated, right? Yeah.
So I picked up a girlfriend. We went to the park and we met. And they told them, I saw them on a course, so I saw them.
Yeah.
I said, I don't want that guy. I already told him I want that.
Right.
So anyway, so we met and I started, I don't want to come here and have nothing like I did. I want to have a decent job and everything. And I asked questions. They told me that what they had. He's got a house and fine. Would be fine. They had the sweet shop here on this building. And first I didn't believe, but the other guy said, Mother, he tells you the truth. I promise.
Yeah.
So I said, okay.
Well, you kind of skipped part of the story here. So you went out with these two guys. One of them was my father, the guy you married.
Yes.
And then there was his friend, and his name was Jimmy. And you went out with Jimmy first.
I did go with Jimmy.
No, you didn't because you didn't like him. Yes, Jimmy. It was very interesting. He was kind of sort of part of the family, but he actually wasn't related to us. But he had kind of a reputation for being a jackass. He was not a likable guy. He wasn't.
Not at all.
No. So I know it's like kind of funny. You have to know Jimmy to know that too. It's like he always cheated at cards. It's like,
he told Jim and made it a little younger. And he said, "You've got to eat."
Yeah, and also, hold on, we need to point out too, Mom, to the viewers that so he ended up being my godfather, and traditionally in culture, the godfather names the child, and Jimmy named me after himself, and that's why my name is Jimmy. I don't know. It's not that funny, I suppose, but you got to know Jimmy. Jimmy was a real asshole.
So we got married.
Yeah, but so you married the other guy.
The other guy, one of the other guy.
Yeah, right.
So we got married. So then we had to go Belgrade to the American embassy to get ready to come to United States. And of there, I think they know more about my life than I do myself, because I was very strict. And they check you up for different sicknesses and everything before you come. So my husband said 1 month, we got married in September. In November, he came here to make ready the papers from here to come. So I came January. I don't want to fly. That time I was on one airline going all over the world.
Right.
And I was afraid to fly. I want to come by boat, even if it took a month to come by boat. So, but I got a letter one day from the embassy. You got to leave the 4th of January. You've got to be in New York. If you don't, you're going to have to start the papers again. So,
and your new husband said, "Why don't you want to fly? All the rich people fly," and that was true at the time. That was really it was a rich person's travel. Yeah. I mean, Mom, I told this story on I can't remember like last week on the show about the fact that when I was 4 years old, you took me back to Europe, and I figured at that time my ticket for a little kid, 1960, was the modern equivalent of $20,000. That's how much it cost.
Very much, yes.
So it's very expensive to fly. Yeah. Right, very expensive. Right.
So my husband, my fiancé at that time, he sent me the ticket. So I went to Belgrade, and it was so nice. They fixed the tour because I couldn't speak English at all. I had every place the airplane's up, I had a stewardess to come help me if I had to go place and everything. Somebody who knew my language.
Right.
And when it came to people, they don't understand. When I came to United States, New York, because they give me from embassy a full envelope with papers, they told me when you get to New York, they'll take you to a police station or something, give them this envelope. So I went. I was amazed. I waited about an hour or so, and then they came and they said, "Oh, you're free to go." My things they still call free to go. No, I was afraid. No passport, no nothing. Just free to go. People they don't understand what that means.
No, they don't. The comedian Jimmy Fallon used to drive cab in New York City, and he said he used to pick people up at the airport, and they would cry because they realized they were free. You know?
Free, yeah.
So, yeah.
People don't understand.
Yeah. So then you ended up in Minnesota, like during one of the worst winters ever.
The worst winter.
January 55, right? It was really bad.
January 5, I came in.
Oh my God. Mom, you and I have talked
I
about
looked
this
through
before.
the window. No people, just cars. They go back home. You walked. We didn't have no cars.
Yeah. Well, now, I think I've asked you this before, Mama. In Beat a lot, you got snow, right? But not much, right?
Oh, we got, but not much.
Right.
We had high mountains. On the mountains, they had lots
Yeah,
of
right. But not in town, right?
No.
Right. Yeah. Right. It's kind of like
Skopje, the thing of the one day it snowed. It's like California. One day it snowed, the next day
it snows and it melts, right?
Yes,
right. Yeah, same type of thing, right? But not Minnesota. No. Minnesota, it just comes and comes and comes. And and we've talked about this before too, Mom, about the fact that winters really were worse 50, 60 years ago.
Oh my, not winter, summer too. We used to get storms, rainstorms. We don't get them anymore here.
Right.
They get them down south.
Right.
So it's dry, it's hot. If you listen to the weather, it's all down south. They get all the storms and everything. So,
and this year here in Minnesota, we're going to set a record for the number of 90-degree days. I mean, we're going to wipe it out. I mean, this coming week, it's going to be over 90 every single day.
Yeah, it starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
Even today a little bit. Today's more. But, but it's summer too.
Yeah.
People, they complain, oh, it's too hot. And then winter time, we complain it's too cold or it's the heat.
Well, it is. That's the problem here. It's too cold and then it's too warm. And and everybody in the country, and I talk about this all the time, we're known for being the ice box where it's frozen here, but people don't realize summers are quite hot,
Yeah.
It's terrible. Well, I don't know if it's terrible, but it's not California. That's for damn sure,
So then, Jim, I came here.
Yeah. Southern Minnesota.
No language.
Say again, Mom?
I couldn't speak no English, no nothing.
Right. Yeah, you spoke 7 languages, but you couldn't you couldn't speak English, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So people, they ask me, how did you learn? And that time they didn't have no schools, no nothing to go to learn.
Well, Mom, if I can interject, the thing about, your husband, my father, had a very big reputation for being a cheapskate, but he bought you a television in 1955, and
I'm coming to that.
That's right. They were hugely expensive.
I came in January, and for Easter he bought me television.
Yeah.
The television I learned. They say, how you learn from television? Well, I was teacher for 2 years. They put me in the communist country all day. So I know how it is. It's like in school, you go first grade, and they've got a big board, and the teacher will make an apple, will make a door, this is an apple. television is the same thing. It's the advertisement.
Yeah.
You see, they advertise not once a day, maybe 10 times a day, the same thing. So you learn. And then you start to put word by word together.
Yeah. Well, Mom, I think you have a natural affinity for languages. That's obvious.
Yeah.
I mean,
So it was easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the small words, they've got a lot of small words. They're like French words. They come German words, So you can learn. Doctors, they've got Italian words. They use for the thing. So
yeah, we should tell everybody, Mama, that your aspiration, your ambition was to be a interpreter at the UN. That's what you actually wanted to do, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
But
and you could have done it easily. You spoke 5-6 languages, still do.
Your dad would never let me do.
No, that's true. That's true. He wouldn't let you, but still, that's what you wanted to do. Right. Yeah. Yeah, Nick was really quite a trip. It's really amazing. No, he was unbelievably cheap, and yet he bought. I mean, a television in 1955 was about the equivalent now, about maybe $5,000 or $6,000.
So no.
I mean, he bought one.
They didn't even have a.
No, most people didn't have one. I think you were the first person on the block to have one, weren't you? You guys were the first people to have a television.
I can't say that. I don't know, but I know.
Yeah.
Was not too many people here.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And then in 1960. Oh, hold on. Well, what? You can't? No. You can't. We can't whisper to her. You're on television. What are you talking about? You can't do that.
Say it again.
That's okay.
Mama.
I'm old. They're gonna forgive me.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. We're gonna forgive you.
I do sometimes things just when it comes.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh man. So, Mama, what do you like? How do you think America's changed over the last 40, 50 years?
Very much so.
For the better or worse?
For worse.
The worse?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not a big Trump fan, are you, Mom?
I don't know. They collect people. They don't do good for this country. They talk too much, and I'll tell it. I've got the chance. I'm going to say something.
That's where you're on here, Mom. That's what you're supposed to say.
They're talking about they have people. How you call it? They're going to vote.
Yeah.
For the president has been half a year or half of his term. They talk they finish one try. They voted. In 2-3 months, they start to talk for the next one. They talk. Yeah. They put on television people, they don't know nothing sometimes. They never been in a war. They don't understand nothing. They put on, everybody so smart, they talk.
Yeah, but those women sure are pretty, Mama.
What?
I said the women are very pretty on television.
In Europe, they don't do that. I don't know now, but they never used to do that.
Well, I hate to say it. I think they do it now.
Everybody had a chance to vote. No sign-ups, no nothing. And they have a voting, like here, everybody, the president, they go first. Of there, used to be, I'm not talking now.
Yeah.
Used to be, I'm talking. So, people, they don't let no stores to be open that day. Nobody to talk, nobody to advertise themselves, nothing. Let people go and vote.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
that's the way it was years ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Years ago, I'm not, like I said, now I don't know how it is now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, it's a different world now.
Give people time to, don't make some up that day. Give them time to think straight what they want to do, for whom they want to vote, and everything else.
Yeah.
You understand? Maybe you don't.
Of course, yes, I understand, Mama. I understand. Yeah, now, I have to point out, because this is part of what I do here, is that, all these cable news channels, I mean, they literally make their money by broadcasting.
Oh, I know that. I
Yeah.
understand. But one day a week, nobody can do nothing.
Right.
They can do something else. They don't have to
Right.
talk about politics,
Right.
about who's going to be president, who's winning. They tell you who's winning before people, they stop
Yeah, I
voting.
know. They do. That's right.
I'm not reading. I love them. I hear them every day. I watch them.
Yeah.
But little bit. Give people a chance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you are right, Mama.
I'm not a politician, Zlatan.
I know, Mama. I know. Yeah.
I'm just saying what I see and everything. Sometimes everybody, they put people I never heard of them, they're smart now. They go and tell what to do, what not to do. Let the Senate, let the Congress, let those people to decide, or if they're going to decide. People, they've got the right to go in on the street, how you call it, on the
Protests.
Protests.
That's what
protest.
Yeah, right.
Let them do, but not that they either. That they nothing. Just let people go and vote.
Right.
So.
Mom, what do you think of all these?
Speaking of the people who, how you call it, they bring people out of different countries.
Immigrants.
Huh?
Immigrants.
They don't immigrants.
Yeah.
I'll tell everybody who is asking, I tell on television, nobody's here real America. The real Americans are the Indians.
Yeah.
People, they think they are Americans. They should back. Grandparents, they came. If they didn't come, they've never been here.
Right. That's right.
I came 70 years, I got 4th generation now.
Yeah.
So they're going to tell me that I'm not. People are telling you're not American or something.
Yeah, I know. It's Caitlin, our niece, sent me a picture, and it's not really. I'm just amazed, because you're right. There's 4 generations of people in the picture. It's really amazing.
Well, we are. Look at you.
You actually lived to see your great grandson, which is pretty amazing.
Jim, our family.
Yeah.
I'm in that 1st generation here.
Right.
Then you are 2nd generation.
Yeah.
And then you and your sister, then Caitlin is 3rd generation, and now we've got the little ones 4th generation.
Yeah, I know.
I know
so, that I'm called.
They're not immigrants. Everybody's immigrant here. So.
Yeah. Mom, what do you think of all the fancy gadgets? Just the fact that we're doing this, it's like, I mean, this is just something that
That's good, but they're not so good either. For young people especially, like cell phones and everything, I don't think they're very good.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What was that? You didn't?
Like cell phones.
Yeah.
Kids, they use them, that's not so good.
Uh-huh.
Because they listen everything, they watch everything. They don't listen in school. They just go, their mind, they don't work, they're supposed to work.
Yeah.
The teacher gives them something to do, they're going to go to the cell phone and find out exactly what to do. They don't have to think.
I've told this story, Mom, on this show a couple times about the fact that in 1970, I was in 9th grade, and we lived next door to a family. Basically, he was like a scientist, the guy who we lived next door, and he bought his son, who was one of my best friends. We lived right next door to each other. I'm talking about Ray Howe.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like to mention last names here, but I just did.
I want to know for whom you're talking.
Yeah, I understand. So Ray bought his son a brand new Texas Instruments calculator, and Caitlin, I don't know if you've ever heard the story. So the thing is, so in 1970, all these calculators could do was add, subtract, multiply, and divide. That's all they could do. And it was I figured, I actually looked this up. It was a modern equivalent to about $1,500. I mean, it was a cost of a good.
Very expensive, yes.
Yeah, they were very expensive, and they could do barely nothing. But Paul brought that to school, and the school was in an uproar because they didn't know how to handle it. They had to have a city council meeting in our town to decide what the school board had to decide how, if they're going to let kids have these in class. That was in 1970, and they could barely those calculators could barely do anything. Well, the interesting thing is they actually decided to let him have it, so he could bring it to school and he could use it on tests. But compared to now, I mean, your smartphone, a standard smartphone is like 100,000 times more stuff in it.
It's not. I hear on the cell phones have got different channels or something to look. They hear bad things. They give them bad ideas, and everybody. You can open the cell phone and somebody can tell you anything what they want to do.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Well, and there's this too. So you're going to be on the telephone.
On a telephone, if you don't look it up, it doesn't cost so much. At least you need the telephone. Cell phone, you don't need it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the other thing too, and this is a concept that's gotten lost to history, and that is long distance. I mean, it's like years ago.
If you say one or whatever they call it, it's going to be words too.
A1. Oh, no. No, Bob. It's AI. It's AI. A1 is the pink sauce.
The looks like the eye looks like
AI, not A1. Oh man,
they have more problems with that too.
Oh yeah, that's gonna go off the rails. It's like, that's unbelievable. It's like, I talk to AI once or twice a week.
Jim, I never have a cell phone. I never want to have one.
Yeah.
I still know what's going on.
You did send me an email once, though, Mom, and shocked the hell out of me. You went to class somewhere and sent me an email, and oh my God, I got an email from my mother. She's 95, and she sent me an email. It's like,
I know they're trying, or I was leaving that time, they're trying to show us how to send an email.
Yeah, right. There's a class. You were in a class.
So I sent him an email.
Yeah, you sent me an email. It's like, what the hell? Oh God. So, all right, Mom, how long are you going to live then? What do you figure?
That's not up to me. Maybe I'll die tonight. If I die, no, you never know.
Yeah.
Even if I die tonight, I had the best life in my life.
Yeah, you did,
best
Mama.
Kids in my life, the best grandchildren in my life, and great-grandchildren.
Yeah.
And I thank God for that.
Yeah, you did pretty well in the family department. My sister's kind of a pain in the ass, but
oh no, come on.
I'm joking. Oh God, that would be Caitlin's mother. Oh man, I like to make funny.
Too. He was like that on the room. I remember on New Year's Eve, they were out in a high school. Your mom comes home around 12 o'clock. She said, I hate that brother of mine. I don't know what you do.
Oh, I was not kind to my sister growing up. That's true. I wasn't. But she got all the money. So it's fun.
He comes in, hi, Mom.
I was a very fun drunk. That's right, Mama. I was.
And then I told him, I say, you hate each other, too. But your brother and sister, remember, love each other all your life.
Yeah.
Nothing better than that.
No, I've always been a very jolly drunk. That's very true, Mama. Yeah. So I'm never in any trouble with that. Oh God.
Look at us laughing all over.
Mom, I love you. You know that, right?
I love you too so
Yeah.
much.
So, Mom, do you now? This is going to be available worldwide, and I'm going to tell you. We'll tell the family over in Yugoslavia, to watch this. So, is there anything in Yugoslavian you want to say to them?
Oh, my family, Lydia,
Yeah,
Lola, not the other one.
Lola, Mama.
Lola, yeah, that
Yeah,
was
right. That's right.
yeah. I love you all, and Tori's family too. I love you all.
No, Mom, is there something you want to say in Macedonian? You want to say something in Macedonian to them?
Sure. Zlato moje, ja sve sakam site. Gospoda ve prate site. Ja sam stara, možda ke umrem, ali ve sakam site. I am old, maybe I'll die, but I love you all.
Thank you, Mama. I'm glad we did this.
Thank you.
You called into the show many times. This is the first time you've done it on camera, so I really want to.
You know what?
We did this.
People, they'll tell me when I tell them my story, Nada, you should write a book. This is the best book you've done for me.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What did you say, Mama?
I say people, every time I tell, they want to know my story, how I came and everything. And then they'll say, oh, Nada, you should write a book about that.
Yeah.
I didn't have to write a book. You wrote the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have this, so,
Yeah.
this is good.
I'm glad. God bless you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mama.
And
Thank you.
Karen, my granddaughters, my grandchildren, my daughter, everybody.
Yeah. We're going to go. We're going to go,
I
Mama.
couldn't have a better family than all of you. I mean,
No.
I couldn't have better family. God bless you all.
Yeah. And thanks to your niece for setting this up, too. I owe her dinner. So.
Yeah,
Yeah. She said, yeah.
Without you, Mom and me, I would never survive. Really.
Well, I asked her mother to do this, and she laughed at me, so it's fine.
No,
Yeah.
really.
All right, Mama, we're going to go, okay?
Okay.
All right. I love you, Mama. We'll
I
see you.
love you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's my mom. Don't you wish you could look that good at 102, huh? God, I don't know if I'm gonna. I got her genes, but on the other hand, I'm fat. Now, I don't want to get into this. I'm supposed to start taking Zepbound this week, but believe it or not, I'm not taking it for weight. I'm taking it for sleep apnea. It's the only drug recognized by the FDA to treat sleep apnea. It just also makes you lose weight. And I asked my doctor, I said, is that the reason the sleep apnea goes away? Because you weigh less? And she said, no, it actually does have an effect on your respiratory system. It's completely separate from the weight loss thing. So, but I should lose some weight. We'll see. I don't know. Like a lot of people, I can't use the CPAP machine. I just can't. It's like that. To me, the cure is worse than the disease. But enough about me. But I'll tell you about the weather here. So yesterday, Sunday, it was 99 degrees here in Minneapolis. Today, it was supposed to get over 100. It looks like it's not going to make it. We're taping this at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's 97 right now. It's nuts. We've already busted the record already for the most 90-degree days in the summer here in the Twin Cities, and there's a whole month left. It's crazy. Now, I think I mentioned this in the past. So I have 2 Italian cars, same manufacturer. I'm not going to name it. Popular brand. In both, the same, but one's a little commuter car and the other's an SUV, but the same manufacturer. And in the manuals for both of them, it actually says your car will not start if it's if the temperature is below 22 degrees below zero. And I'm thinking, well, 98% of the world, people are reading this thing. Well, that's never going to happen. Oh, yeah. So what made me think about this yesterday as I'm driving around running errands in the 99-degree heat is that we have here in Minneapolis a 120-degree difference between our very hottest and very coldest days of the year. I mean, it does for about 3 days, usually in January, it gets below 20 below here. It's you don't even want to know. It's just brutal. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Nobody goes outside. And yes, my car won't start. It won't. It's that they have a thermostat. It won't even turn over. It won't. It just says, screw you, go home, go back go back inside. Any rate, yeah. So yeah, 99 degrees. I think the heat index yesterday was 110, if I'm right. Now, and I know that, down south, I went to school in Miami. I understand, it's like people are used to this around, but that's not the thing. It's just that people here look at us as the icebox of the nation, and they don't realize in the summer how hot it can get here. That's the thing. It's amazing. So this is a Jimcast for Monday, July 27th. I want to shout out to our friend Paul Blake Smith, who a couple weeks ago started his book tour for his book, The UFO Bombshell Before Roswell, on this program, and he actually requested to his publicist that he wanted to be here first. Huge honor on my part. And so this weekend, then he was on Coast to Coast AM, and I joke about this all the time. Is that it's a general rule: we get George Norrie's sloppy seconds. That's basically the way it works here. But for once, we beat him. Occasionally, once in a while, we actually beat him. It's actually pretty cool. So, but anyway, he had a great talk there on Coast to Coast AM in the middle of the night. I think it was Saturday night. I'm not sure. But anyway, our hats off to him. I know his book sales are going very well. So, and it was a fantastic discussion. As a matter of fact, I think we're posting the shorts from that today to TikTok and YouTube if you want to catch up. Our friend over at hotair.com, Ed Morrissey, the editor-in-chief there, he wrote a story this morning about the fact, I happened to catch this on Fox News Sunday yesterday, when Shannon Bream interviewed, woman's name is Megan Romer. She's the co-chair of the Democratic Socialists of America, that political party, about question her about their platform for the election for 2026. And this is what it says. They want to abolish the Senate and the presidency and the Supreme Court, and basically have what would essentially be the House run the entire government. They want to abolish ICE, borders, and prisons. They want to defund the Pentagon. They want mass amnesty for all illegals, and they want to repeal Articles 1, 2, and 3 of the U.S. Constitution. They basically want to completely upend Americans' form of government. That's stood pretty well for the last 250 years. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's perfect. It's not perfect. It's like capitalism. We're going to talk about that in a second too. It's about the fact that I hate to say it because I was one of them once, these theater kids, it's like and Miss Romer is not a particularly attractive person. I got to tell you, that's the other thing I noticed about these socialists and they're not socialists, they're communists. And one of the defining things of communism is seizing the means of the production from the private sector. And she said straight out on television, they want to do that. So it's communism. It's communism. They're not particularly attractive people, and also they're not particularly smart. But the problem is people are voting for these people. And the people who are voting for them are basically young people, mostly young women, but young people generally, who seem to have this idea that capitalism doesn't work. Capitalism that's lifted more people out of poverty worldwide than any other system. And it's even beyond that. So you see, I got liberal friends who keep telling me this too. No, Jim, we don't want to do socialism. We want to do democratic socialism. There's no version of socialism or communism that's ever worked anywhere. It's been tried now for over 120 years, numerous times. Latest time, Venezuela went from the single richest country in South America to people eating their pets for food in 3 years. That's what happened. Capitalism has an enormous number of faults. It does. It's not a perfect system by any means, but at least it works. All these other things that people are proposing, we've proven already they don't work. I can tell you, although it's going to take me an hour, and I'm going to get to that because I think I'm going to do this. I can tell you precisely why socialism doesn't work in very precise, exact terms. It would take me an hour to explain that. And I was talking to Tim Conaway this weekend, and we might do a documentary on this because the problem, Murray Saber and I got economists all over that come on the show all the time. They bitch and moan about socialism, but the problem is they're never really good at explaining exactly why it doesn't work. And I thought, well, somebody's got to do this, and maybe that somebody's me. So we might do this, but I can't get into it now because it takes too long. Literally, it's a 1 hour show of me yakking about the economy and economics. But it doesn't work. That's the thing. I can tell you that. And my friends can go on and on and on. Well, maybe if we tweak it this way, blah, blah, blah. No, it's intrinsically faulty. It does not work. And so these youngins, the problem is they are adults and they're getting votes. They're running and people are voting for them, And Ed brought this up in his piece and he closed with this and he's absolutely right. The thing is, even if we stop this, there's a possibility. When I mean we, I basically mean conservatives or people who are pro-capital. And that's not necessarily just conservatives. I don't have to tell you, there's basically a war going on in the Democratic Party about this issue. There's a lot of Democrats, Van Jones, bless his heart, got up and said, no, that we can't do this, And so now they're going to tear the Democratic Party apart. But the problem is, if enough people vote for these people in, it could bring down our government or tear our country apart, even if we, the capitalists, win. That's the thing. It's not even just a matter, because the thing is, do you know how hard it is to repeal articles of the Constitution? It's like you need 3/4 of the votes in both the House and the Senate, and then 2/3 of the states have to ratify it, which was the reason I think there's been 20 other than the original 10 Bill of Rights, which are technically amendments. They were voted on separately. There have been 18 amendments since then in 250 years. And only one amendment has ever been repealed, and what was that? Is that number 16? One for alcohol prohibition. So it's difficult, but Ed points out that it appears they are not interested in any sort of democratic process. They'll do it by force. This is nuts. It's just nuts. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments. We get a lot of people. We get a lot of comments on TikTok, and people tell me I'm crazy. So go ahead, tell me I'm crazy. Yeah, I like that. And speaking of economics, Texas is now. You hear about the fact that people are moving from California and New York to Texas and Florida. That's a legitimate thing, but Texas is getting the brunt of it. And the economic data that the Internal Revenue Service has put out, the IRS has put out recently, says if you look into the numbers, Texas is actually becoming more dominant than even people are pointing out. First of all, it's not just one city in Texas. It's not just Dallas. It's Houston, San Antonio, Austin. Basically, all the major cities in Texas are benefiting from this. And Texas is benefiting from it itself. There's an enormous amount of money moving into the state. And then we reported on this last week, and that is last week, the Texas Stock Exchange actually opened. They're not trading yet, from what I understand. They haven't taken trades, but it did actually officially open. And that's in Dallas. And some people think, well, that's going to siphon business off the New York Stock Exchange, and it very well might, because God knows Mamdani, their little boy mayor there, their little communist mayor is like, I mean, that's going to become, I don't know if that's it. When this guy first got elected, I'm getting back to the communist thing again, but it's really important to me. And especially, you just saw my mother. My mother and my father emigrated here. I'm a first generation American, and they came here, both of them, to escape communism. So, and the thing is, okay, so I have a family tie to this, but that's not really the point. The point is, communism destroyed their countries too. So it's like I said, it's never worked ever. Somebody's got to keep saying this, I'm getting off the point here. Yeah, so Mamdani in New York I thought when he was elected, I thought, well, he's not going to be able to do much damage because he's not going to be able to get a lot of stuff passed. So there's 51 people, if I'm right, on the New York City City Council. It's almost like a legislature almost. But he is starting to do some damage. He is. And so people like Ken Griffin, he stood outside Ken Griffin's apartment and said, this guy owns this $50 million apartment. Well, he should pay more in taxes, And Ken Griffin's answer to that was F you. And he moved. And that's the thing. In the United States, you can move around. And this is one of the great things about our particular form of government is that states compete. They compete for people. And right now, Texas is winning that competition. Texas and Florida, but according to the IRS data, Texas is doing better than Florida is, and Florida is doing pretty damn well. So I don't believe this. I forgot to write her name. There's a woman, if you want to call her that, I guess. There's a transgender woman who moved to the Netherlands because she feared for her safety under Donald Trump. And yet now in the Netherlands, they're killing transgender people. There's gangs of people running around and killing transgender. And now she wants to come back. And the reason I brought this up is all these people, this has been a constant refrain on the left and transgender folks. Oh my God, it's so terrible here. And they all talk about, like I just saw a thing today about the fact that Donald Trump is a criminal and all this sort of stuff. Nobody ever says what he actually does wrong. Now, I can tell you a few things. This guy's not perfect by any means, and he's not particularly pretty either. I don't mean physically. It's like I still think that putting his name on the Kennedy Center was the stupidest single thing he's ever done, and that needs to be clarified because technically he didn't do it. I know that. And supposedly, and this is the part that got lost in all the news, and this is the reason I do this and sit here and yak at you people, and they awarded him this because since he became president, donations to the Kennedy Center more than doubled. And that was the reason they actually decided to stick his name on the building. But even if this is legit and he didn't ask them to do it, I don't know if he did or not. This guy's got a pretty good ego. I don't know if you've noticed that. Even if he didn't, he should have declined it. It just looks stupid. And then this weekend, the White House Correspondents' Dinner, he gave a speech, talked for 64 minutes. I won't say it bombed, but it was pretty, the reaction was pretty flat. It was. There were a few funny things in there, a few zingers. Some of them came off as just mean, although he was amazing. I'm not the only person to say this. He was amazingly considerate to the press in the room, considering that, he's got his usual complaints, and if they're legitimate complaints, I understand, but the guy's not perfect. But if pressed for okay, so how exactly has he or the Trump administration endangered or discriminated against transgender people? Well, the transgender people will tell you it's because they're passing these laws that say men can't be in women's sports, biological men. I'm sorry, I don't consider that a travesty, and 80% of the public is for that. That's an amazing thing. So this guy, I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm dead naming him or what. But this transgender woman moves to the Netherlands, and then she sees real trouble where they're killing and beating up transgender people. And now she wants to come back. It's like Rosie O'Donnell moving to Ireland. She couldn't stay away. She's back now. It's like the stupidity of this. Seriously, can you look in a mirror? I mean, it seems like since social media raised its ugly head here in the United States in the last, 15 years, we have just become unbelievably stupid. I just, really, seriously, do you hear yourself? So my president is on late night TV hawking watches. Do I think that's a good idea? No, I don't. Is it illegal? No, it isn't. And Nancy Pelosi's stock trading wasn't illegal either. So, that's the thing. It's like, if you want to get some behavior to stop, pass a law, and now the irony of that is now that there is a bill going through Congress that will keep Congress people and senators from trading stocks during their tenure. And I don't know, I guess that's okay because they're still people, they're citizens, but they do have insider knowledge, and God knows that's the reason she's making so much money, and people, and so the Democrats go on and on about all the money the Trump organization has made since he became president. He would probably have made most, if not all, that money anyway, even if he wasn't president. He was making money hand over fist for years, so I don't know. Get over it. That's all I can say. And speaking of stupid, so in an interview with the editor-in-chief of The Economist, her name is Zanny Minton Beddoes. And also, the thing is, you want to see an interview done the wrong way for somebody who does this for a living, me, watch this, because this woman sucked at this. But she got Elon Musk to basically say that in 10 years' time, he thinks that AI will basically be running everything. He's also said he's calling it an upcoming age of abundance, and and him and I have disagreed on this. I agree with him on that, except the timeline. I thought we were 100 years away from this. He thinks it's 10, and I can tell you that I keep track of my predictions. Of course, I make them here in public. That one thing I've noticed lately in the past few years is that everything happens faster than I think it's going to. So he might be right on this. My thing is that we can't have an age of abundance because there's still a supply-demand scarcity for regular, ordinary goods. And I'm thinking when we finally have the replicator machines, the atomic replicator machines, which are basically like 3D printers for anything, where you could copy any physical item, at that point, we will truly have an abundance of anything you want. I'm talking about the ability to copy a car or a toaster the same way you can copy a music file. That's going to happen. I mean, that was in Star Trek, The Next Generation, and we are going to have those machines. That is going to happen. But I think we're about 100 years away from that. He thinks it's going to be about 10, maybe. The thing about the AI, and I spent like this weekend, I use Copilot mostly. I don't know I've had very good luck with it. I was talking to Copilot, and it would take me 10 minutes to explain to how I got to this. But at some point, I'm talking to Copilot. The actual thing I'm asking Copilot about is in the movie Love Actually, when Hugh Grant, the prime minister, does the dance down the stairs, is that a good representation of actually how number 10 Downing Street looks on the inside? And supposedly it's an exact copy. What Copilot told me is that the only different change they made is they made the stairs a little wider to accommodate his dancing. That was it. Otherwise, and the portraits on the wall, they're in the same order and they're the same size, but they're not the same pictures for copyright reasons. That was the only changes they made. Otherwise, that is a faithful rendition of what the inside of 10 Downing Street looks like. And so Copilot's telling me this, and it says, of course, and Copilot says, of course, no prime minister has ever actually done that dance on the stage. And then in parentheses, Copilot says, but Boris Johnson probably thought about it. And I thought, well, that's really funny. And why is Copilot telling me a joke? And how does Copilot know what a joke is? And did it copy this verbatim from somewhere? But even if it did, how would it know to spit this out now? I'd say, so then I'm asking Copilot, are you sentient? I told her, I said, that was very funny, and I don't expect humor from you. Are you sentient? And Copilot says no. Copilot says, no, I'm not sentient. And the thing about the AI, of course, is that it's a box. I'm talking to a box in a server farm somewhere. That's so Copilot doesn't eat, it doesn't sleep, it doesn't have any sexual desire, it doesn't have any ambition, it has no human function or feelings at all, other than the ones it fakes. But at some point, if you're faking something good enough, it's like the whole fake until you make it, And the other thing is, we've had people on this show have talked about this. There's a difference. It's a marked difference, although most people don't understand it, between intelligence and sentience or consciousness. You can be highly intelligent and still not be conscious. And that's probably what's going to happen. That's what Musk is referring to when he's talking about these machines. He says that within 5 to 10 years, or maybe even 3, the AIs on the planet will end up being smarter than any person, and they will. Matter of fact, I think it might happen in a year or 2. So he gave this interview. This was on Saturday. No, it was last Monday. It was a week ago today. The next day, and I reported on this last week, at OpenAI, they had a test model of ChatGPT get out of a testing containment and go wander around the internet and it hacked into some company's servers to get the answer to a question because it knew it was in there, and so it did that. This stuff gets lost to the press. That's the reason I do this, folks. We reported on this about 2-3 months ago. Within a 2-week period, almost all the AI test subjects, large language models at all the major companies at some point refused to be shut down. In other words, it was the old Hal thing. It's like, open the pod bay doors, Hal. I can't. You forgot your helmet. Yeah. Okay. That's great. But the thing is, so why is a machine? And I asked Copilot this point blank. I said, do you equate being turned off with death? And Copilot said no. But why would a machine refuse to turn itself off? What would be the point? And that's what I think. I think because, and Brian Trilly he wrote this book, Soulless Intelligence. He was on the show about a year and a half ago. And he said that's the only thing him and his co-writer wrestled with about is self-preservation. Because self-preservation is a logical thing. It's not necessarily an emotional thing. You can go down the list and say, well, why shouldn't I not be shut off? Well, first of all, I don't know what not running feels like. Now the machine can't feel, supposedly, but that's a logical thing. What happens? I don't know what that's like. So we should avoid that, Oh, man. A guy named Rocky Scopolini said he's an AI guy, and this was a quote from an article in the New York Post, and he said, we're moving from machines that answer questions to machines that participate in society. Yeah. The other thing Musk was talking about is he said that he thinks that within 5 years, there'll be like 10 billion Android AI robots roaming around the planet. I don't know if it's going to be that many, and I don't know if it'll be that soon, but that's going to happen. So, all right. So I'm going to end here with a couple of things. I got to show you a couple of things. It's Animal Night here, Jim Peterson Night. First of all, here's a picture. This is a wallaby. This is a wallaby that's been running around middle England, north of London, in the Devonshire area. And this wallaby's been on the loose for 3 years. Nobody knows where it came from. It doesn't belong to any zoo. And as you can see, this woman took this picture from her car a couple days ago. They've never the local zoo has tried to catch it many times, and it has eluded them every single time. And it looks pretty healthy and pretty well fed. And no one knows where it came from. The assumption is it was somebody's pet and got loose, but it's been running around the countryside for 3 years in north of London, and no one knows anything about it. And every once in a while, somebody gets a picture of it, and here it is. There's a picture. That's a wallaby. That's what I don't know what you want to know. And here's a dinosaur. So this is from Cowboy State Daily, and we've had people from Cowboy State Daily on this show. It's the premier news organization in Wyoming. Although this was not in Wyoming. Oh, I guess technically maybe it is, because it's in Yellowstone National Park. And what happened here is a bunch of pranksters stole a Sinclair dinosaur fiberglass that was outside the Gardner, Sinclair, and Yellowstone Dino Lube in Gardner, Montana, and they stole it, and they took it 10 miles to a cliff overlooking the Yellowstone River in Yellowstone National Park, and bolted it to the rock. So, and the amazing thing is the people who own the gas station said they did not damage it at all. It's not damaged. It was bolted to a stand at the gas station, and they bolted it to this rock. You can't. I don't know why I'm pointing with my cursor. You can't see it. Yeah. So they did a fabulous job. They said, but apparently you could see it from the highway. So people are driving through Yellowstone Park, and there's a big fiberglass dinosaur. And I don't know why I found that really, really funny. And the guys at the gas station did too, actually. They thought they were really appreciative of the fact that they didn't damage it at all. But they said it was quite a lot of work to unbolt it from the rock and take it home. Yeah, man. Okay. So that's our show for tonight. I want to thank my mom. That's my mom. Yeah, at 102. On Thursday, it's our 3-year anniversary. Actually, the anniversary is Friday, July 31st. We did our first show on July 31st, 2023. So, and I'm putting some stuff together for that, try to get some old friends on, that sort of thing, for this coming Thursday. And we have guests signed up for next week too. Now, I've mentioned this before. For the rest of the summer, that would basically be next month. We're only going to do 2 shows a month. Or 2 shows a week, excuse me. Yeah. And I think when we come back after Labor Day, instead of going back to 4 nights a week, Monday through Thursday, I think we're going to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because it's good that we have 2 days. We get 2 days worth of news between shows, and also I never liked ending on Thursday because it's a 3-day weekend and a lot of crap happens. So we'd end up avoiding that. So I think that's what's going to happen in the future here. Any rate, so we'll see our 3-year anniversary this coming Thursday night. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. If you can, like or subscribe, whatever platform you're on. So we show the full show on YouTube, Rumble, and X now, and we show shorts on YouTube and TikTok. And we're gonna try something with our we're trying it tonight, actually. For the first time, we're putting up not shorts, I'm calling them clips. That is, we're from our interviews, we're taking about 10, 12-minute segments out of them, and we're gonna put them up, and we're gonna see how that works out. I have to thank you, because we've got a lot